Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. As always, good to see everyone and where you're joining from. Always fun. Welcome to another week. It's been a week. It's been a busy week for me. But yeah, got a good video out on Monday. That was, I did, after the live stream last week, when I asked you all, would you watch a mostly unedited interview with me and the Blackmagic, the guy at the Blackmagic booth, about stuff we talked about, and you all said yes, so I did. In fact, very minimally edit the video and publish it, and it was like 15 minutes long. And you watched it, so thanks. That was awesome. A lot of views. One of my most viewed videos recently, which was always nice. So that was fun. Yeah. Then I did not have time to finish the actual NAB video, so got to figure that out. At this point, I should probably just chop up the live stream that I did 2 weeks ago and re-edit that. We will see. Anyway, good to see everybody here. If you do have a question, drop your message in the chat. Start with the letter Q. It makes it easier for me to spot it on the screen here. Eric from the Netherlands says, from NAB. NAB is a conference I was at, the video production conference 2 weeks ago. I want to say maybe it was 3 now. It was 3 weeks ago. And my calendar's over there in case you're wondering why I'm pointing at the wall. On April 6th. And I did a live stream from outside of the expo hall and then went around and filmed a bunch of stuff at the booths. Had an interview with Blackmagic there. And that is the only content I've put out other than recapping the NAB announcements on the stream the next week. So if you are curious about that, gosh, I hope I put timestamps in that one. I'm not sure if I did. Well, I'll have to go back and double check that. Yes. So that was that. What else is new? You may have noticed the map has been fixed. So for a couple weeks in a row, the country names were weird, like showing up all white, like you couldn't see you couldn't read them because it was just like big fat letters. Something changed in Google, and that is it was like the Google added, because it's a Google map with custom styles, and I pulled it out. Let's see. Oh, I might be able to roll it back, actually. Let's see if this works. So this is what it looks like now. I've gone in, made custom styles to like change the watercolor, or change the land color, turn off certain features, things like that. This is the same green and blue that's in my background and stuff, right? But let me see if I can roll it back to this. Yeah. See how there's all of a sudden the country names are like unreadable? Because they have, what happened is there didn't used to be an outline on them. And then they added an outline, so I had set the country names as white text, but then once they added the white outline, it became unreadable. So I had to go back into the map style, and change the text color of the countries back to dark gray, because now the white outline makes it actually readable again. Really weird. Usually changes like that are backwards compatible and they don't break things. So very odd. But yeah, like I hadn't touched the map style and it just started breaking. So that was fun. Yeah, great. Eric says my stream is fast. What do you mean? What do you mean fast? Oh, like short delay? Yeah, I'm on ultra low latency. Keeps the chat lively. Yeah, the city names in the map have been working fine because those have always had an outline in this style, and I've always had the white outline with the gray text. It's just the country didn't work. The names on the TV behind you are all white. I think they're actually not. It's just that they're very blurry. So here, let me grab that camera. I think if I focus the camera on the TV, you'll see No, you can't really tell still. It's too, maybe if I drop the exposure, let's see. There we go. Now you can kind of see the black text in the middle. And I'm very blurry. But no, it is showing up right on the screen in person. It's just that by the time that we get the exposure right and focus on me, then it's all just a blur anyway. Jeremy says, any recommendations for small PCs looking at getting Intel one just to run a web UI for the Sony PTZ's auto tracking? Bit out of my depth. Any recommendations are appreciated. The Intel ones are good, but they're like, I feel like they're way overkill for that. Because if you're not even doing like, you're just doing, I'm assuming the PC doesn't do any actual work. It's just like a web page, a web interface to control it. So you can probably get away with something a lot cheaper. So there are some like cheaper brands of small PCs. B-Link is one of them. There's also like, if it really is just a web page, you can get away with, you can probably get away with like an Android TV stick and plug in a keyboard and do it that way. And that could be a lot cheaper. That's an interesting question. What would be like the cheapest web page that you could use a keyboard and mouse with just to pull up a web interface? Oh yeah, Chromebook, of course, Steve says. That would be a very simple solution instead of my complicated get an Android TV stick and try to turn it into a Chromebook. Yeah. Gwen says, hello from San Francisco. Can't stay long because I have a gig, but popping in for a bit to say hello. Well, I hope the gig goes well. Cool. Oh, I saw early in the chat, YouTube was showing me that Tom, I can't put it on the screen like my normal chat because it was before the stream started. But Tom is a new channel member. Thanks very much, Tom. Upgraded to an extreme supporter. Appreciate it. Don't forget to go in, find members section, and oh, look at that. Cheers as well. Go into the members section and go into the Discord where you will be able to join the members only Discord and get access to the members only stream deck with the button that makes the confetti fall. Where is that? I actually, now I don't even remember. The link is somewhere in the Discord. But once you log in, you get access to this page, which is a stream deck with 2 buttons on it currently. I will add more when I think of more things to add. That one makes the confetti fall, and that one makes a loading spinner appear over my face so that when I forget that I need to actually move in order for you to tell me that I'm still alive when I'm thinking about things, you can make a spinner show up on my face. Andre says, why not a Raspberry Pi? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That would work. Yeah, there's lots of options. And the Raspberry Pi, you don't even need the newest one. The Raspberry Pi 4 will be fine. Jeremy says, to be small and put into a production desk with a wireless keyboard and mouse connected with Ethernet and HDMI and USB and run Companion. Oh, so if you want to run Companion, then not a Chromebook. So and then getting Ethernet, any like PC style thing will have Ethernet, but some of the other things won't. Raspberry Pis do. Raspberry Pis are a good option for running Companion as well. I will say, I was running Companion on Raspberry Pi for years for this stream, and mine stopped working 1 week for some reason, and it was right before I was about to go live, and I couldn't figure it out. So I just I quickly copied a backup of the config onto Companion on my Mac, and I installed it there. And what is interesting is that what's very interesting is that, so now this is connected to my Mac instead of the Raspberry Pi. It is so much faster. Like, switching pages is instant when it's running on the Mac, but on the Raspberry Pi, it takes like a quarter second to update the buttons, and you can actually see them loading. So I haven't moved it back to my Raspberry Pi yet because I kind of like how fast it is. But I do. The Raspberry Pi is still a good option if you don't mind the slight delay on that. How do you have buttons available to viewers to use? Just something I hacked together. I thought it'd be fun, and it is an interesting concept. I agree. It's a funny members only perk. Giovanni has a great question. Why, besides Blackmagic and a few roll-ins, are video switchers limited to 8-bit color depth? I think it's a great question. I think there's just not a lot of live workflows that can actually give you 10-bit as an output. So like YouTube can do 10-bit. I should try a 10-bit live stream at some point. I think it works. But there's like most of the 10-bit content that you would see is it's HDR, and you will see like TV shows and movies now marketed as HDR. But very little live content is marketed that way. So it hasn't like made the jump to live yet. But I will say, I do think that makes a bigger difference to viewers than 4K does. So if we're talking about like end viewer visual quality differences, I think it'd be more interesting to go into a 10-bit workflow compared to upgrading to 4K. So that is a place where I think we could see some companies do some extra upgrades on some hardware in the future. The other reason for 10-bit, of course, is if you want to do live switching, but then produce recorded content in 10-bit. So then that's like, a whole different thing, and hard to do because not very many switchers support 10-bit. But yeah. YouTube's HDR to SDR transform is awful. Oh, really? I haven't really noticed. Interesting. Oh, wait, no, I do remember seeing that once. I thought I was doing something wrong. But it's been a while since I've actually uploaded HDR to YouTube. Roland and Blackmagic have 10-bit for green screen removal. Yeah, that's another good reason to actually do... to actually do a... to do 10-bit. Steve says, does the perk include the script for us to use? Interesting. It's not really... Gosh, it would take a lot for me to package it up in a way that's useful. It uses Auth0 to get members to log in. No, it uses Discord to get members to log in. So first of all, you have the YouTube to Discord link, which Discord manages. Then you can assign roles to people in Discord based on their YouTube membership. Then I use Discord's OAuth to log in, so that and then I can grab the user's role from there. So that means I can see if you're a channel member by going through Discord, because I can't do it through Google because YouTube's API is too restrictive. So there's the login code, and then there's the like the web interface for the Stream Deck. And the way I made that was I literally just opened up Companion, like the emulator, and I stole all the HTML out of it and just put it into a file. And it's just like a static file with all the UI. And that is oh, someone found the button again. Yeah, so it's like really hacky. And then to actually get it to do things like that, it's a whole nother chain of events that has to happen. So that's not even, yeah, I don't know. Thanks. Yeah. Eric says no 10-bit because of data load. It's just more bits to process. So it's like, the extra 2 bits, it's not like it's 20% more. It's like a lot more data processing, and then you need to like everywhere down the chain has to be has to support 10-bit in order to make sure it's like 10-bit out of your camera, which not all cameras can do, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, okay, cool. Some actual questions coming in. Dave says, suggestions for PTZ camera for the YoloBox Ultra. Is there anything special about the YoloBox Ultra PTZ? I don't think so. So anything would work. The one that I have here, which is this one that I was using to show this, and I can move it around with Companion. It's just using the Visca, so the Companion can control any Visca PTZ camera. This one is the one that I got sent from AVCans, and I was interested in it because it's extremely affordable, and that is unusual for PTZ cameras. Let me drop the link in the chat. It was like $350 or something. I'll drop that link in the chat. And so, yeah, pretty affordable for a PTZ camera. And it's obviously not the best quality, but it is like fine. Here is a different shot. Oh, you can see my, let's see if this works. You can see my calendar on the wall. So it's like pretty, it can move around pretty quickly. It's got decent picture quality. I did spend a little while in the settings of the camera to like tweak the sharpness and contrast and things like that to make it look a little bit better. It's not going to win any awards for cinematic beauty or whatever, but it's extremely affordable and it's fine. So I don't know. I think that's a good candidate. YoloLive is also working on one. They had it at NAB. So I guess keep an eye out for that. Dylan says it'd be funny if someone found a way to upload a pic. Yeah, I'm not going to let people just upload random pictures to the stream. That sounds like a recipe for a disaster. Trevor says, I'm new to Companion on Stream Deck hardware and would like to toggle with a button press which PTZ camera the same page of button is controlling. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I was trying to do that too. Let's see, did I get anywhere with that? So what I did do was I made this page of buttons for the PTZ camera and I copied it to different pages because then you can very quickly switch between pages to control which camera. But obviously then you have to if you ever change this page, you have to change all the pages, which is annoying. Can you I don't think you can do it because you would need to set a you would need to, let me think, because the action in the button is tied to a connection. So like I have obspot 1 here and oh, it's not enabled, but I have like other connections to the other obspots, right? So 1, 2, and 3, but then the button, could you somehow do it with steps? I'm wondering if maybe you added a step for the second camera. Because the way I would like to do it is like change the action to work based on a variable, because then I can make a variable that says like, here's the camera that's being controlled. But that's not how the actions work. So maybe if you do it with steps, but I don't think you can tell it to change. Can you make a button that changes the step of another button? Let's see if that works. Let's see if it's... There is a button set current step. So I could make a button here that says you have to go find the link to every button. So I could make a button here that changes the step of all these buttons to another step. So that would work. So here's 215. So let's say 215. And then I have to do this for all the buttons. So here's 216. There's the up. There's 217. Right. So then on step 1, it's going to control obspot 1. Let me turn on obspot 2 so I have it available. On step 2, it's going to say obspot 2 pan what is this one? Pan. Oh my god, what was that? What was that action? Up left. Obspot 2 up left. Then here we can say add another step. Up. Is it tilt up? Yeah. And then here, step 2 is up right. I'm going to not do all of them. I'm just going to do this row. So this would work because now, and then here, let's see, let's go set current step. So we're going to make this one say 1. So this would work. This button sets the step of all these buttons to step 1. This button sets the step of all these buttons to 2. You can see it's toggling over there. So 1, 2. And now they'll do something different, whatever's in step 2. This is probably a reasonable way to do it. As you can see, it's going to be tedious to actually set it up because you're going to have to replicate this for all of the buttons that you want to change the state of. So that is, I think that would do it. Is this any help? I don't think so. Use variables for step. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty good. If anybody else has other ideas, feel free to drop them in the chat. But I think that would work because we did just do it. What do you do? It says use a custom variable, and on each button, if the variable is this, do this. Okay, yeah, that would be another way to do it. So I think that might be a little bit harder to like visualize though. So here I could say trigger press and release if variable meets condition. Yeah. So if we would make a new variable that says like PTZ camera. Oh yeah, look, I think I've actually tried to do this. Active obsbot. So if active obsbot is 1, then but I don't want to trigger press and release because that's press and release another button. Oh, there's set current step. This might actually be a better way to do it. So let me try this. Instead of buttons that change the step of all the buttons, on this button, I can say set current step if variable meets condition. So active obsbot. Why can't I type today? Obsbot. Oh, come on. Active obsbot is 1, then set this button to step 1. Use a variable for step. We're going to use that variable. No, this isn't working. I don't like the way this is going because now no. Okay, scratch this. Undo. Other way I had it was better. Trevor says, thanks, I saw the steps, but no idea how to use them. It is a relatively new It's a relatively new thing in like a recent companion version. Yeah, definitely worth playing around with because you can do an awful lot of stuff. That what I just did here is kind of an unconventional use of steps, to like use steps to run different things on the button. Normally the step would be like, normally what you would do with it is you would like, let's see, I think this one uses, no. What would be like a more normal use of steps? You could think of it as like it's meant to kind of go sequentially. So as you push the button, it would like go to the next step, and then it would do something different on the next step. Let me know what you've used steps for in your companion, because I am not thinking of anything now, which is funny. Oh yes, progress. So that if you are using steps, I think this is the thing I was talking about, of like if you use steps, yeah, then let me just make a scratch button over here. If progress is turned on and there's a bunch of steps, then if you push it, it's going to increment the step number as you push it. So it'll actually go through them automatically. So you don't want that if you're using steps as what we're doing with arrows, of like trying to do different things, control different cameras based on what step it's in. Hopefully that made sense. Kind of complicated. This is kind of like programming. It's a lot going on there. Oh, sorry. Matt says, since I'm a YoloBox Ultra user, all this companion stuff doesn't work. That said, the new 2.9 software has made the YOLO deck work. Yeah, so YoloBox, YoloLive went the other direction with this and said, like, companion is too complicated. We want people to just plug in the buttons and have them be able to program them it's more just like assign an action to a button rather than like effectively entire programming language going on in here. Yes. Sorry. Oh, is this about uploading custom images? Why don't you trust us? How else do we get the no GoPro overlay? I could make a no GoPro overlay for you. That's a good idea. I am up for that. I would take suggestions on overlays in the Discord when we can talk about them async. If anybody wants to make a custom graphic and put it in the Discord, I will consider adding a button for it. Amar says, what's the best camera you can recommend under $500? Okay, so really, really, really depends on what you're trying to do with it, because there's a lot of different ways you can go with this. If you are looking for a camera that's good for integrating into live stream switching hardware, that sometimes you can find, do you want it to be simple to use? Do you want it to be able to be powered continuously for hours or 24/7? Does it need to be portable? Does it need to be small? Like other constraints, really, we need to know more constraints, because there's often you can find under $500 mirrorless cameras used, like a Lumix G7 or some Sony cameras, and those will give you a really good picture quality, but the other direction to go here is like this kind of camera, which I've done a video now on a couple weeks ago. This is the AVCans Go, which is now my favorite replacement for a GoPro for live streaming, and it is less than $500, also cheaper than a GoPro. That one is, here is the link to the camera, and then I will also grab you the link to the video about it. But it really depends on what you're trying to do with it, because obviously, like, the picture quality of that camera is not going to be anywhere comparable to a mirrorless camera, but it's useful for other reasons. So I'll drop that video link in the chat also. Jim says Sony a6000 series. Yeah, you can totally find some of the a6000 series cameras for under $500. The nice thing about going the mirrorless route is that you can always upgrade the lens, and you'll get you'll get a bigger difference in quality by upgrading the lens on that. So if you do have a budget later, then you should, you can upgrade your lens and get a big boost in the picture quality rather than like having to upgrade the entire camera. Because I mean, go watch the video that I did about this, because you can see that you can get a decent picture out of these, but it won't be the same as like the camera I'm using here. Jim says I got a couple used from Amazon. Oh, nice. Even on Amazon, there are decent prices. Yeah. Gwen says, gotta run. Have a great rest of the show. Thanks for joining, even if it was brief. Tom says, new to your channel. Well, thanks for joining. In Teams/Zoom, is it easy to use a background without a green screen? Can I do the same with an ATEM Mini Pro? Oh, yeah. Oh, in Zoom, it is so easy. Correct. Yeah. So Zoom and Teams and a lot of the web conferencing stuff are using your computer's CPU to detect your face in the foreground and then use that to remove the background and, replace it with whatever. They do a surprisingly good job. It's obviously not perfect. Like you'll see it makes mistakes around the edges, especially if you have like fluffy hair like my hair is getting right now. Or if you're wearing headphones, sometimes like the ears of the headphones get cut off. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough for video calls. I would say it would look pretty terrible to see an actual live stream or a video recorded that way. It's just not up to my quality standards personally. I know people do it. That's fine. I would not do it. That said, currently there is no hardware video switcher that does that without a green screen, because it's really it really needs a computer. It's always possible that this will get added to things, because some of the video switchers, not the ATEM Mini, but things like the Director Mini or Director 1, this is actually an Android device, so like it has a whole CPU in there. Even the RØDECaster Video has enough of a CPU in it that they could add that feature. So maybe we will see that in the RØDECaster Video, but right now there's no separate video switcher that will do the background removal. Just for business calls. Yeah, right now you're best off just letting the meeting software do it itself. Jeremy says, with Elgato releasing the button pads for the Stream Deck as removable parts, do you think we'll see them added to more devices by third party or just for self-repair? Definitely the first one. I absolutely think we're going to see a lot more third-party devices that use Stream Deck buttons. So the clever thing they did was the interface to the button pad, which is the separate, let me see, I think I have a video of it here. It is, yeah. So it is this, from the Elgato booth, this little thing. So on the back, you can see it's like this nice little self-contained unit, but notice there's the USB-C port. So what they did is they made it so that it is still just a USB device, which means that it's extremely easy to build into things, because you don't need to actually build any electronics. You don't need to like build a controller board or anything. So like their example at the booth was this of just a custom panel with these things inserted. So I absolutely think we're going to see a lot more third-party devices that use the Stream Deck buttons. So yeah. Andrew says, any recommendations on boxes that will do a single channel UHD 30p recording from HDMI? Codec is something more compressed than ProRes. The HyperDecks will do UHD 30p in H.265. So there's a whole discussion going on about this. Wait, you're looking for something more compressed than ProRes. Yeah. So if you go to the HyperDeck section here, The 4K ones, as soon as you get 4K, which is, I think this one does. Let's double check the tech specs. HD plus. This is the one I have, and look at the video standards. No, it's in the. Where is it? There it is. This part. I thought we might have to go up a model. For I think we have to go up a model. ProRes. Yeah. So if we go up to this one, no, 4K Pro. This is not cheap anymore, but here we go. Supported codecs. This one. Wait, that's weird. It also doesn't say H2. Oh, there it is. H265. For all 2160p. Okay, did this one have it? Now I'm... No. Okay, so it is the 4K Pro that adds H265. And I think also the new shuttle, which is this one, which is a very cute little box. This one, yeah. So the way this one works is in HD mode, it does not do H265, and in 2160, it only does H265. Well, besides the ProRes stuff, but for the H264, H265, it's either 4K H265 or 1080 H264. So this one's probably the probably makes more sense if your use case is just recording one, unless you want it rack mounted. The rack mount ones are fun. Oh, about the same price too. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. It is interesting that the HD Plus does do 4K recording, but not H265. I wonder why. The green screen chatter. Yeah. The pull-up green screens are good. I have one down here. It's not, I can't quickly pull it up right now. I have to like adjust the feet, but it is, those are pretty useful. I have it set up where I can actually pull it up and it covers almost the whole background here, so I can use it for better green screening in video calls here. Matt says you need a button for when we need to look at the chat. I try to keep an eye on it. I have two screens here to keep an eye on the chat. I have my little screen in case I'm busy doing something with the on my computer, and I have my little screen here and I can look at the chat. I try to keep an eye on it. Don says, is there a way to record two OBSBot cameras simultaneously on a Mac? Probably. I've never even thought about whether software like OBS or vMix or Ecamm does ISO recording. You could... Can you do two QuickTime recordings? That seems very dangerous, but it might work. No, you can't do two QuickTime recordings. You could record one in QuickTime and one in OBS. I don't know. Does anybody use software that does ISO recording? I've never even thought to look because I don't want to do that in a computer. Elgato does made a wider pull-up green screen. Yeah, it's true. The first one is not very wide, so it doesn't work well for the it like this camera is just barely in the right spot for it to work because it's like at the edge of my desk, so it's not that far away from me. So it's a pretty wide lens, which means it can see a lot of the room. Versus if I had a camera that was way far away on the other end of the room and zoomed into this same crop, you would only see like this much of the background. You wouldn't see as much of the wide background, and then the green screen would be big enough. Petra says vMix does do ISO recording. Okay, good. So that's probably, and Mimo Live too. Great. Okay. Oh, true. Launch multiple instances of OBS would also work. Oh, and OBS has a plugin. Great tips. This is great. Thanks for all the pointers. I don't trust my computer enough to do ISO recordings. Yeah, keep an eye on the system resources. Mimo Live does ISO recordings on a Mac. Matt says, I'm proud that I've used an Adobe product in 5 years. Oh, have not used an Adobe product in 5 years and have found other ways, but now I need something like Lightroom. Know of another program like Lightroom. Okay, honestly, Lightroom is like the reason that I still am using Adobe products as well. It is, I have not, there we go, Adobe free for 5 years. Yeah, I have not found something that I like better than Lightroom. I also like, although actually specifically Lightroom on the iPad, I don't really like the computer version of it. I do enjoy editing photos on an iPad. So I've been using Lightroom. I actually, for a while, I had switched to an Adobe plan that was Lightroom only, and it was a lot cheaper. So at least there was that. But I am back paying for a full Adobe subscription now because I needed Photoshop or Illustrator or something for that at one point, and I was like, fine. Just can't get myself to quit. Roni says, do you have any idea when the Stream Deck module series will be released? No, I don't remember hearing about that at NAB. I may have just forgotten, but I don't remember. Lightroom for iPad, it's only $5. Yeah. I remember it being very reasonably priced, and I actually switched to that plan at one point for a while. Yeah. Capture One and Affinity are options to replace Lightroom and Photoshop. I have used Affinity. It's fine. I'm just not used to it compared to Photoshop, so I'm faster in Photoshop. But I did buy Affinity. I've used it for a long time. But Lightroom is a totally different use case for me. It's because it's not about opening up one file and doing stuff to it. It's about like, I need to scroll through 100 photos that I took. And I've never heard of Capture One, so I will have to take a look at it. Emerald says, if anybody has a Lumix camera, you can get Capture One for free for 3 months right now. Maybe worth taking a look at. Cool. Good tip. Giovanni says, thoughts about the Insta360? They just brought out an updated model. Yes, I think they are great 360 cameras. Like, I know that they have, there's been this whole thing about, on like YouTube or social media about people getting angry that they are, I mean, they do the shady thing of send people the cameras and ask them to do a video about it, launch it on the embargo day, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that by itself. But the problem is that they tell people to not say the video is sponsored. And that's not good. That's definitely shady. And they'll like, they'll do the classic thing of like give everybody the talking points to hit in the video, which again is fine. Like that's perfectly fine to do if you say that's what it is. It's a release video on product launch day of hitting all the main points, right? Which is effectively a sponsored video. So that's not great. And they've got some crap for that on social media from some high profile YouTubers. I have never gotten a camera for free from them, and I do like their cameras, so I have bought several of them, including the latest one. So that is they're just a lot of fun. They are fun for capturing bike rides when I'm riding around outside. They are fun for group photos. You can get some fun photos around, like around a table of people sitting, or it's very easy to like get fake drone shots with them, which is useful for some situations where you can't fly a drone for whatever reason. So yeah, I think they've been doing. I like the products. It's unfortunate that their social media marketing team works that way, though. It's normally not such big brands that do that, but I guess they weren't always a big brand. I edit products that says, I saw you were live and I was hoping you'd cover the Blackmagic design Hyperdeck Shuttle 4K Pro. You had it on screen when I came in. Oh yeah, I mean I don't have it, so there's only so much I can say about it. I saw it at the Blackmagic booth. So why is my iPad not in the super source? Let's fix that. So I did see this at NAB, and I mean, it works exactly like you would expect. It's like the Hyperdeck Shuttle on the side with like a video assist monitor in the middle, which is cool. It also has a lot of inputs and outputs on it. So there's SDI, HDMI, SDI A and B, SDI loop through. So a lot of good. It's definitely a useful little box. 10 gig Ethernet, SD card, USB, yeah, HDMI and SDI monitor out as well, which is a good trick if you want to record 4K in. You can set the monitor out to downscale it to 1080 on the way out, either in HDMI or SDI. So super useful, and yeah, it's a great little box. I don't have much else to say other than that at the moment because I don't have one, and I have only ever used it at the booth there. Matt says, my new camera that costs 2 arms and a leg, 2 arms, does 8K but I need Lightroom, I'm afraid. Oh no. For the price of this, use a YoloBox Ultra as a recorder. No, completely different things. I would not do that. Don't do that. The YoloBox is good for some things. I would not trust it as a recorder the way that I would trust the Hyperdeck. Can the Insta360 import USB-C audio? I think so. Let's check that. I should have a USB mic around here somewhere. Somewhere. What's a good... This one? Let's see if this works. I don't know if it's actually going to fit. I'm waiting until you actually review the new shuttle. I don't know if I will, because we're gonna have to see if I can get a hold of one. Because I probably don't need to actually buy one for my own use, because I already have, as you can see, too many Hyperdecks in the rack here. So yeah. Oh yeah, the new feature of the Insta360, which is really cool, is the selfie view. So it'll record a 360 video, like the regular 360, and at the same time it'll auto frame and do face detection and auto frame and record like a regular 2 flat version of the video, keeping you in the frame. So if I'm moving this around, it's like always keeping my face centered. So that's a pretty cool little trick, and that's just easier to export the video quickly afterwards if you just want a framed. So let's plug in that and see what it does. Oh yeah, I saw a little icon appear. Let's see. Is there a setting? Is there a way to confirm? I mean, I saw the mic icon. Those are Insta360 accessories. Audio settings. There we go. External microphone. So I assume if I unplug it, it's going to built-in microphone. Yep. Cool. Oh, you can even use a Bluetooth mic. Interesting. What kind of mic can I use with that? That's cool though. Yeah, great. External mic. That was easy. It just plugs right in. And then let's see. Is this actually paired to it? Yeah. Cool. Maybe not the best mic to use for it. Actually, I guess it's kind of fine. Just hangs off the side. Matt says, I'll tell Blackmagic to send you one. I'm sure they'll make it happen. I can probably get one on loan from them. I've done that before with things, so I just need to wait until I have a good opportunity. A good chance to actually sit down with it and figure out what I want to say. I currently have a major backlog of things to review, so I need to get through that first before I do new things. Matt says I use a DJI Mic 2 on the Insta360. Oh yeah, if you want a 3.5 millimeter analog input, you can buy a converter for that from them. Yes, it's me. Says thoughts on the Elgato teleprompter. It's nice. It's fine. The only like downside for me is that it doesn't have HDMI input, so it is exclusively for using with a computer. But it is like it works well for that use case of you can use it as a second display. You can use it. You can use their software to pull up a script on it, which looks nice and works well. So yeah, it's good for that. It's just that, so for me, like I can't replace my main screen with it here because this one I have a SDI input on that, so I can send whatever I want to that screen. So I can go and, like, right now it's showing my ATEM mini that's doing the stream, but if I wanted to, I could change the teleprompter to show me the computer screen or the Apple TV or just a big view of whatever camera is live. So, you know, I can quickly change what's on that screen through the video router, which is only possible because it has SDI in. So I can't use the Elgato for that, but as a teleprompter for plugging into a computer, it's great. I actually have it set up on a camera over there, which is I don't have a button for it because it's not part of my live stream. It is this camera. Oops, which I haven't even turned off the clean HDMI for because normally this is what I'm using for if I'm recording stuff over there that's like where I need like a neutral background instead of this giant mess. And I will go use that. And I put the teleprompter there because I can put my computer on a little table underneath it and then do recordings for videos like that. Oh yes, this is a good point. Not something you want to travel with. It's not exactly compact. So, yeah. New preset for the PTZ. Oh, I wonder, it may be too far away to even get a good view of that. Let's see. Let's go over past that monitor. It's not that one. It's above. Yeah, the light's in the way. You can see the the base of it is sticking out past the light. It doesn't really look like anything. It's clamped to that pole, the same pole though. So yeah, you can see it is, that's the clamp for it. And the little bit poking out over there is the screen. That's not really a very good shot. There was a rumor that there's a larger, more advanced teleprompter. Heard it at the Elgato booth. Oh, interesting. I did not hear that rumor. That'd be interesting, though. I hope if they do that, I hope they do add HDMI input for it, because I just think that would be like, it makes sense for like the small one at the desk, but I feel like if you're going to make a bigger one, then it should get an option to do HDMI in. We'll see. We will see. Yeah. Glad to see I'm not the only one who hasn't updated 3.5.4 yet. Oh, Companion, yeah. I'm usually a few versions out of date on Companion. It's fine. Alan says, if you play with ATEM's new route effect app for Blackmagic routers and switchers. I haven't yet. I need to do that. Yeah, very cool looking app. Let's see. Does he have it on? Does he have it on the site? I don't know what the actual website is for this yet, but at least he has a blog post about it. Route effect for all the Video Hub routers and the ATEMs, because they can also be controlled with the Video Hub software. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this. Grouping outputs. Oh, that's good. Same source, like multi-views. So I could send, I could say like put the map on, that's on the background, put it on the TV and in SuperSource box 2 and send it to the HDMI port on my desk for whatever. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I haven't played around with that yet. Very cool though. Bowles promo says, my director menu went into a startup loop yesterday, flashing Magewell and going black. I have not seen that. I would definitely contact their support and see what they say. That is not good. If it wasn't the Magewell, I would say if it was the YoloBox, I would say it's because the battery is dead. Because the YoloBox, like, if the battery is completely out, it needs to charge up a little bit before it'll actually boot. But the Magewell doesn't have a built-in battery, so it should just boot. So that seems bad. Definitely contact their support. I noticed there's a setting in Companion for Blackmagic USB controller. Anybody seen it in action? I have not. That is interesting. Yeah. Cool. What else? I was, oh yeah. So in other YouTube news, this is a good time to get in on the ground floor with a new YouTube channel. I do want to mention this. If you remember, last summer, I did the live stream from a boat and invited Caleb, who's another YouTuber in Portland, to come on the boat, and got a little drone flying in there from the boat and crashed the drone into his hand. So sorry about that, Caleb. But anyway, he is launching a new channel. He left Digital Trends and launched his own channel called Caleb Rated. I am very proud to say that I was subscriber number 12 to his new channel, which he now is currently at 31.7K. He launched this on Monday, less than a week. And so yeah, one of the fastest growing channels. So get in now while you can still be one of the first 100K. And this will probably be the only time I have more subscribers than him. Is this moment right exactly now? So yeah, drop his link in the chat. Go take a look. He reviews TVs primarily, so consumer devices and TVs. Looks like a bunch of new Roku stuff coming out, and hopefully he'll start doing some live streams. I'm planning on helping him get set up with that part of things. So yeah, it'll be fun. But wanted to capture this moment of I did take a screenshot, but it's on my other computer of having just clicked the subscribe button and when it said 12 subscribers. So I was very pleased with that. But yeah, keep an eye out for some more videos from him soon as well. Some channels just blow up in no time. Well, I mean, he had on the, because he was posting on Digital Trends on their channel, and that channel had like 1.5 million subscribers. So he's clearly like got an audience that 31,000 of them have now come over. So John is here. I thought I was on time for once, but I'm already 1 hour late. Yeah, yes. I did move my live stream time to an hour earlier, like a year ago. It was maybe more than a year ago. So it's been a while, but it was at one point starting at this time. I'm going to, I was just thinking about the summer coming up, summer plans coming up, and planning bike rides. So I want to do more live streams on the bike rides this year, because I've got all these new things to try, like these new cameras and the Kilo Link P3 Mini, which I still need to actually do a video about. But I've got the server set up now and running. I've been slowly putting together the pieces for this, of finding a way to get SIM cards that aren't too expensive to actually try with this. Oh, and then they updated this to run to accept USB cameras, which is great because now I can plug in the Pocket 3. But so I'm planning on doing some live streams of with these different kits to actually test them out on rides, which is a fun way to test it. So I was thinking about all the rides coming up, and I remembered the bridge pedal, which was in August last year, and how it's on Sundays. And I was like, normally I would be like, oh, it's Sunday morning, I can't do a ride because I have this live stream at 9. But what I did, which I completely forgot about, I was very smart. I just moved my live stream an hour later to start at 10, and then the ride starts at 6 a.m. So I actually got in the full ride and made it back before 10 and did the live stream. So I had no time to edit the videos I had filmed, but I did like pull some of the files off the SD cards and shared them on the stream, which was fun. So I'm gonna do that again. It'll be fun. For that ride, it's where they shut down a bunch of the bridges. Not every bridge, but a bunch of them get shut down to car traffic in at least one direction. And then there's a loop that goes through the whole city. And it's like the long ride is how many miles? Like 20 something, I think. And let's see, 23 miles for the long ride. The Fremont Express is the one that starts the earliest, 6 a.m., starting on the Fremont Bridge, and then, or 6 a.m. bridge opens, ride starts at 7, and you get to go across 9 bridges. And the main ride starts downtown instead, a little bit later. But so the Express is like, it's fun because you get to start on the Fremont Bridge, which is the really cool arch bridge. It's cars only normally, so you never get to ride on it as a cyclist. Anyway, I'm gonna do that again. I had fun. I brought the drone with me and got some drone shots from a couple different spots. So I'll probably do that again. And now that I have the tiny DJI Neo, I can actually get some more closer up shots where I don't have to be so far away from all the riders. So I'll probably do that. Maybe we'll live stream it. Probably if I do a live stream on that, it's going to be not very well produced because I'll be riding and also flying the drone and just doing logistics. So probably be members only. But it'd be kind of fun. Oh yeah, this is also true. Daylight savings messes up with the time because U.S. and Europe adjust daylight savings, like switch over 3 weeks apart. So there is a 3 week overlap where it's back to the 10 o'clock, or the what would have been 10 o'clock time. It's a mess. Anyway, yeah. What was I? Where was I? Oh yeah. Speaking of ridiculous projects for the summer, um, I if you were on the members Discord this week, um, you will have seen my slow spiral into a new project that I have been working on. Um, so remember a couple weeks ago, I filmed that Lads 500 bike ride, which was this, where people riding around Lads Circle. This was my little DJI Neo drone flying around. Um, and I went and did a live stream from there. I should let that play normal speed instead of scrubbing through it jerkily. Um, that was me scrubbing on the play bar. Anyway, I had brought enough of a kit, like the Director Mini and the AV cans and stuff, to do a live stream from one of the one of the spots on the edge of the circle. And then I also got the drone out and flew around and did some live drone shots. And then I was thinking, like, it'd be fun to be able to do that even like easier. So the problem was I had to like unpack everything. I brought it in the Pelican case and then like brought this little folding table, set up the table, put all the stuff out on the table. And even though it's a pretty small kit, it still is a few wires to connect. There's like there's, you know, got at least plug in a couple of HDMI, plug in the power source for the different devices. At least the wireless and SRT camera was just sitting on a pole, so there was no wires for that. Nice big battery in this guy. But I was like, it'd be very, very cool if I could just roll up with a video cart already set up and then just go live. And so I started thinking, like, how can I do this? And I remember in I don't know if I can find a picture fast enough, but let me see if I can. I might be able to. Where's the search bar? Why isn't there a search on the iPad Photos app? What the heck? Oh, there it is. In Vietnam a couple weeks ago, I was just very impressed with all of the contraptions that people have on their motorbikes that are little food carts and such. And where is a good example of this? I should have taken more pictures. Somehow I ended up with not enough pictures of these. But that was kind of the inspiration for this, which was like, there were some really, really smart little rigs of food carts and little vending stations that were either built into motorcycles or were little trailers on motorcycles. Huh. I swear I had pictures of them. But now I'm not seeing the right things. I did not plan ahead for this. Maybe they're in Lightroom, but Lightroom's probably not on this iPad. Oh, it is. Don't know what my photos are. It's Aaron's version of the broadcast bike. Yes. So I find this intriguing as I want to simplify my aviation streams and only take a camera and audio out on site, but then have the stream connect from home. Oh, well, that's a whole nother. Yes. Definitely we can talk about that. So I can't find the photos. I don't know why. Um, anyway, a lot of really cool. Maybe I can just find pictures online. No, for some reason they're not. Okay, well here's an example. This is just a random Google image search. Here's an example of one where it's like 3-wheel bike, but so this front section is basically like just this cabinet that sits on top of the bike frame. Some of them are bikes, some of them are motorcycles, but there was a lot of these. Sometimes they were trailers being pulled by a motorcycle. So I was just thinking, like, that's a really cool idea. What if I did that as a video card? So instead of broadcast bike, let me find this is a friend from, where's he from? Amsterdam, I think, right? He has a really cool cart thing built out onto a bike. And I was thinking, like, I could do that, but I don't know if I want to complicate the bicycle and the cargo together. Also, I currently don't have a place big enough to put that until I build a bike garage. So my thought was, what if I do it as a trailer instead? So there is a company that has these bike trailers that are basically this aluminum frame that sits on top of a wheelbase. So there's the wheels. You can actually quickly move where the center of gravity is based on your load, or if you want like to be able to carry extended loads, you can move the wheels to the back so they're still balanced. Anyway, great little frame for a trailer. You can haul hundreds of pounds of stuff on these things. And I was like, well, if I build this aluminum frame base, but then just keep going up, then I could just get the wheels from the sky and put them underneath the trailer. So I started working on this design. I went through a few iterations on it and landed on this, which is a little bit nuts. So the idea is the wheels, I don't have the wheels in this drawing, but the wheels would attach to the bottom. These feet fold up so that when I want it to roll as a trailer, I fold the wheels up, or fold the feet up, and I pop them down to stabilize it, and the wheel would, these legs are taller than the wheels, so it'll actually lift it and get off the wheels for being stable. And then that aluminum frame is basically the same. It's actually a slightly bigger version of the frame of that trailer is already made of. And the rest of this is built on top of it. So on the inside, you can see it is like a frame. I've got paneling. I actually have, oh my God, the zoom on this website is so sensitive. I've actually got rails for server rack if I wanted to do some rack mount gear in there, but this is all aluminum extrusion, so it's very easy to like assemble and disassemble. So I could always just take out those posts if I wanted just a space in the middle. There's this little flap here that'll fold down for transport and fold up to turn it into a little desk. The top here, I've got these rails so I can mount things here. So my thought is like, I can put the Wi-Fi, like a Wi-Fi router up here to give better coverage. I can attach it's aluminum extrusion, so I can put a little nut inside and bolt anything to it. So I could, attach a DJI Action or a camera to the side for like a view of the booth or a view out. But the idea would basically be, I'd stick one of those giant anchor batteries in the bottom here, strap as much of the live streaming accessories and stuff into like inside the box, and have as little as possible on the surface of just like, maybe I set up my laptop or have the Director Mini up there, and basically it would just be ready to go. So I would roll up, flip the feet down, flip out the tabletop, and I'd be ready to do a stream. I have several cameras already mounted. I could have one of these on the stick, ready to go. That's waiting in there, and then set it up outside. So we'll see. It's gonna be a very, very large project. This website automatically creates the parts list, including all the screws that you need for this. So as I put these little brackets in, it's like already got the screws in the parts list, and it gives me a running total of the weight of this, which is I think now 73 kilograms, which is not that bad. And you can see, like, if you use the different sizes of aluminum, how it affects the weight as you're building it, which is very cool. Gives you a running total of the build time as well, which is I think at 8 hours. Which sounds crazy, but it'll be fun. So I guess maybe get ready for some very long live streams as I build this. Oh, Andre says I need a canopy as well for the rain. Yeah, so my plan was to be able to fold out, to attach something up here that has like a flap I can fold out for, not rain, probably I wouldn't actually want to do this if it's actually raining outside, but also for sun, shade. And I want on both sides, basically. So I originally had framed it out in aluminum extrusion, but it's heavy and expensive. So I think I can do it cheaper by making that part out of thinner metal with cheaper bits. So it'll be fun. It will be fun. Also a landing circle on the top for the drones. Oh my God, that's a great idea. That is, yes, absolutely. I'll make sure I get the little helicopter sticker on the top as well. Pro Aim have some carts you may be able to take some inspiration from. Oh, good tip. I will take a look at those. That is going to be a very long members stream. Yes. I do love what Bart did with the broadcast bike. Yeah. Yeah. He did a very, very good job with it. On the Capture One trial for Lumix owners, I posted the link for the 3-month free trial into Aaron's Discord. Oh, cool. Thanks. Thanks for doing that. With a big H. Oh, yeah, the helicopter pad, or D for drone. Yeah. Definitely going to have to decorate it with some fun lights as well. How do you import a live stream from a drone? So a couple ways. Some drones will, well, probably most of, at least all the DJI ones, they can do RTMP out. So it's actually from the controller, not the drone. So that you get the controller on Wi-Fi, and then you can do RTMP out from the controller to something. What I was doing for that stream was using the Director Mini as an RTMP server, because you can go in here and actually go create a RTMP server in this device. And then this is where you create the stream key, and then it tells you the address to put into your RTMP streaming device. So in the controller, I can type in that. So if I say like stream key is 1234, then I put this stream URL into the controller, and then the controller will stream video into this. And it actually works. It worked pretty well. The other way to do it is if you have the right DJI drone that works with the RC Pro controller, the RC Pro controller has an HDMI port on it, and that will give you a clean HDMI out of the from the controller, which means less fussing with stream keys and blah blah blah, and you don't need a network connection for it then. So that's the other way to do it, which I did. That was how I did it on for the boat stream. But honestly, the stream key option into the Director Mini is a pretty good option. I think the YoloBox can do it too, but it requires having an RTMP server. So if you're not using a Director Mini or YoloBox, you need some other device that can be an RTMP server, like one of the Magewell Pro converts. So a couple different ways to do it. Those are the two ways I've done it. Small Rig is coming out with a production cart. It was at NAB. I was at the Small Rig booth and I completely missed it. That's weird. I wonder how I didn't see it. Yeah, I guess I didn't spend very much time at their booth. Let's see, I have the little clips here. I only have 17 seconds of clips from their booth. I saw their massive tripod. Let's see, do I see it in there? It must have been around the corner somewhere else. That's so funny. I was really just walking by because I wasn't planning on visiting anybody there. What about with DJI transmission? Um, I don't know. I'm not sure if. I guess if you have like a huge drone, there's other ways to do it. But I'm really trying to do it with the smaller drones that are not as complicated or expensive. Then Lily can ride up with an extra cart of donuts. Yes. Small rigs, massive tripod. Yeah. DJI transmission doesn't have anything to do with drones. Yeah, I was going to say that's their HDMI transmitter. So I guess like if there's a drone itself that has HDMI out, you could put the transmitter on that rig, on the drone rig itself. But now you're talking about like, because like you can get drones that can hold cinema cameras that then have HDMI or SDI out on them, and then you could use that. But that's like a whole different level of operation. Not something I'm going to do. Quick guide on how you got remote feed on the NAB streaming back to your home setup. So actually, that was a fun one. I can very quickly show how it worked. Actually, I left the Director Mini at home. This is the Director 1, but same idea. And the Director Mini can render web pages, so I had the map running on the stream here. But then what I did was I made an SRT listener, and let's call this Moblin port 9876. So here's an SRT listener. And then I took my phone and go into the Moblin app, which is just an app. And here I can say, I need to edit those. Streams, Director Mini. Let's, yeah. So here I find the IP address of this, and this was the other part of this that makes it work is it was a VPN. So I had a VPN on my phone, so I was able to get into my home network. So this IP address 10.11.73. So we will change that to 3, and then the port number is, what did I say? 9876. 9876. And then I can go live from the phone, and we should see it here. There it is. So this worked. This works also remotely if my phone is on the same VPN that this is on. So I have a VPN set up for my phone using Tailscale to get my phone into my home network. And that way, that IP address is accessible. That's like kind of the magic that makes it work remotely, but it's not that bad. Tailscale is the easiest way to get a VPN set up for sure. What is the phone app to do SRT? It's called Moblin. It's an open source app. I'll drop the link in the chat. The link I'm going to drop is GitHub because that's the one that keeps showing up first when I search for it. But there is a link to the App Store version of the app as well. But it's a free app, open source, and then it does SRT and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I was just using it as an SRT camera, but it can actually like run the whole stream itself. It's very cool. Bowl says, on the Director One, is the 4G modern hardware or software built in? Can it be upgraded to 5G? On the Mini, there's no cell hardware on the Director Mini, but on the Director One, there is a cellular built in, and I believe it is just 4G. I don't know if you can upgrade it to 5G. Even the antennas say 4G. I haven't actually. I think I put a SIM card in once to test really quick, but I need to do more of that. Yeah. Anyway, do the same with RTMP instead of SRT. I want to access CCTVs with RTMP feature. Yeah, so the Director Mini can do this. If it's a CCTV with RTMP, I'm guessing that it is RTM. It actually has an RTMP server in it, and you need to pull from it. Also, I've never actually heard of a CCTV with RTMP. Usually it's RTSP, which also you can do here. So you can add all these network feeds into this device. So if you do have an RTMP camera, you can plug in the IP address here and pull up the feed. Same with RTSP. So yeah, you can do the same idea here. And again, the trick is just if it's remote and not already on your same network, you need to do it over a VPN, and then it'll work. I recommend a boombox and an extendable disco ball. Extendable disco ball would be fun. I'm sensing a new channel, Biker PK. You never know when they would endorse you for the events. I do actually have a YouTube channel that I could use for this, which is it's the name of, it's my DBA for doing like filming conferences and stuff, but I haven't done that kind of work in a while, except for that one event last year. So I might as well use the channel for that, because the channel is called Backpedal TV. So yeah, and I even have a little logo for with a bike. Because I always, whenever I've done the conferences, it's always been, I load up everything onto a bike and transport it by bike. Even if it's not ready to roll when I get there, I still have to set it up. TP-Link S485 beta firmware has RTMP. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that'll be fun. Hoping to do some interesting projects here this summer, and get some of the put some of the gear to the test. Where was I? I think we might be wrapping up here. Already been 90 minutes. Can you please put a guide on how you did the remotely stream back to Magewell with the app VPN setup and best practices? So I talked about the app side of things. The VPN, I don't know if it's quick to explain. Actually, my Tailscale makes it not that bad. So Tailscale, let me drop this link in for Tailscale. Oops. Close my YouTube tab. Tailscale is the magic that makes this all possible. So you can download it onto your phone, and then the reason that it's magic is because you just log in. There's no like copy and paste API keys and blah blah blah. So you just log in, connect, and then your phone is on your Tailscale network. So that's step one. Step two is you need something in your studio that can run the right version of the Tailscale app. Unfortunately, it cannot be a Mac. So I have it running on a Synology NAS in the closet. And what that looks like is, let's see, I think I can show you that. Oops, that is the wrong. Come on. So on Synology, you can just install it from the App Store, and then Tailscale shows up here. And then all you do is so you have to log in first, which again is just like quick login through Tailscale, and then your Synology is on your Tailscale network. The trick that makes it work is in here, which is, how did I do that? Oh, I'm not signed in, that's why. Let's see if that works. There we go. So once you get logged in on your Synology, you click this button, which is advertise new routes, and you plug in the subnet address of your network. In my case, it's 10.11.00/16, which means anything after the 10.11 is advertised. You go into your tail network, and you'll get a little pop-up that says, it'll look like this: subnets, edit approved routes. And then you can say, yes, I want this thing to allow your 10.11 network. That's what I've done here. And that's what makes it work. Because then, as soon as any device, like phone or computer or whatever, gets connected into your Tailscale network, and you have a Synology or something advertising your local network at home, then the phone can talk to devices that are at home. So the Director Mini does not run Tailscale. It does not know about the VPN, but it is on the home network, 10.11. So because I have another machine sitting on this same network that can join Tailscale, that thing acts as a gateway to this. Hopefully that made sense. It's a little bit, networking stuff is always complicated. I'm sorry. So yeah. But at least with Tailscale, it's now the easiest by far way to do that. The fun part about Tailscale is you can also configure this to go in the opposite direction of, if you have a travel router, it means that anything behind the travel router can also be accessed from your studio if you do that same trick of setting up the routes that way. So then you'll be able to, if you want to, like, this gets to the broadcast bike thing again. I could, for example, set up cameras, a switcher of some sort, and multiple things on the bike, give it the travel router running Tailscale, and then from home, I could actually control everything on the bike remotely. So I could send somebody else out with it, and then control their switcher, go connect to any of the devices there. So that is also a very cool thing to do with it. Yeah, cool. I think with that, let's wrap this up. Oh yeah, Curtis Judd is going to be a guest on Matt's live stream today. And Curtis is starting a live stream soon. So I will give you a link to where is his channel. Did he switch? No. What's his live channel? He has 2 channels. Oh, the channel URL is not what I thought. This is his live channel. Starting in 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Is there any cost for Tailscale? There are paid plans, but you don't need them to do what I was doing. What is their pricing situation? So if you, oh right, it's limited by users. So it was 100 device limit and 3 user limit, but user does not mean device. So like I only have one user on my account. It's me. And I've logged into the Synology NAS, my phone, my laptop, my other laptop, the Apple TV at some point for some reason. So those all count against the device limit, but those are all one user. So if you wanted to actually like have a separate user join your network, like a remote producer that is not, and you want them to have their own account, that would count as a second user. And that's where they get into the, where they start actually getting, you know, money, because it's like $6 per user per month, $18 per user per month. And that's, you don't need any of this stuff for what I'm doing with this. This is more, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, look at this. We've got a bunch of new channel members, all thanks to Tauji. Gifted 5 memberships for people. Thanks for doing that. Look at all these new channel members. Circuit Baker, welcome. Denise, welcome. Sean, welcome. Gramps Aviation, Robert Gibson. There's I don't know how YouTube chooses. They choose random based on something. It might be based on commenting or watch history or something. But congratulations to all the new channel members. Make sure you click the membership area down below to get access to the members Discord, where you can follow along with the projects like building this ridiculous video bike trailer. And yeah, thanks to Tauji for the membership gifts. Okay, TechnoDino dropping a question right at the end of the stream here, but I will just briefly mention, I know you've done reviews on wireless mics. What do you recommend? I guess depends on what for. The Rode Wireless Pros are solid. I like these a lot. I do like them. They sound better if you get the lav mic with them though. But this is a good 2 mic kit. They do 32-bit float internal recording, which is nice. USB output if you want to run them to USB devices. The DJI mic Mini, the new one, is kind of cool because it's so small and gets out of the way and actually sounds half decent, somewhat surprisingly. Also a 2 kit. This does not do recording or anything, so it's much cheaper. The receiver has USB, Lightning, and analog out. It's nice and small, cute little kit. The other thing I like about the DJI mics is they pair directly to the DJI cameras, like the Action 5 or the Pocket 3, which is super handy because then you don't even need the receiver. So that's another nice thing that not all the mics do. Those are probably my top options right now. There's a lot of other good ones, though, frankly. They're all getting very good now, so almost can't go wrong. Yeah. Okay. With that, we are going to wrap things up because we've got other projects to work on today. So thanks everybody for joining today. Thanks to the Extreme supporter. We have a new Extreme supporter this week. Thanks to Tom, Larry, Kevin, and Marcin for being Extreme supporters of this channel. And thanks to all the other channel members as well. As always, great to have you here. Thanks for your support. I will, at some point, I need to do this member stream that I promised of catching up on my YouTube accounting, because now it's the end of the month. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know when it'll be, probably at some random unscheduled time, but so make sure you click that bell to hopefully get a notification. Otherwise, I'll post it on Discord as well, so make sure you join in there. Yeah, thanks everybody. This has been fun. We'll see how this video cart project goes, but I've got some other things I want to investigate a little more before I actually push the big buy button from them. But yeah, we will see how it goes. Thanks everybody, and have a great rest of the week.